Guys, don't you hate it when videos start with guys? I do. Mamas, I have some really good news. A couple months ago, I was interviewed by the lovely Sarah Faye Schaff, and her podcast is called the Show It Off Podcast. It's for single moms. It's an amazing, beautiful woman. And in that interview, we talked about we all have blocks. We have limiting beliefs that are keeping us stuck and keeping us in the same cycle of attracting the same type of person. Same name. No. Different name, same person. You know what I mean. So we were talking about this, and she said, I'm just really not in the space right now. I don't even want a relationship right now. I want to focus on my daughter. I want to focus on my work. And I said, well, I am going to disagree with that. I said, I call bullshit on that. And the reason why I do is because I think that our beliefs that are created from our past toxic relationships make us create the beliefs that we don't want a relationship. And so I think that what you don't want is the type of relationship that you had in the past, because you've never actually been in a real love relationship with a partner who truly loves you and adores you and cherishes you. And I hadn't either, until I transformed all of my limiting beliefs and attracted. So she met somebody, and she's in love now. And she wrote a blog post that I was going to put on my website. I will, but it got hacked again. So I'm going to read you what she says. Okay. Love like I've never had before. You only think you don't want a relationship because you don't want what you had before. You have never had real love. If you were presented with real love, a healthy relationship like what I have, you would want it. When Mrs. Karen Stanley said these real AF words to me, I was interviewing her for my podcast focused on empowering single moms. Show It Off. I invited her on the show because the majority of my audience wants to know how to find love, how to find a partnership, how to change their status from single mama to married woman, but I certainly didn't want that. So I never talked about it on the show, but I knew that I was doing the mamas a mass disservice by avoiding the subject, and that Karen would deliver what they wanted. When she said these words to me, my first thought was, of course I have real love. She's mistaken. After all, I had been married twice. I had been dating for 25 years, but something really did resonate. I really don't want what I have had before. 2 years ago, I left the father of my daughter after coming to terms with the fact that I was in an abusive relationship. I was terrified of the man I lived with. I had copies of my car keys buried in the ground because he would randomly confiscate mine to be sure I couldn't leave the house. I had money hidden because he would withhold money when he thought I was getting too bold or too cheeky. I was bullied, threatened, put down, and intimidated every day until my then 2-year-old daughter said to me when we were shopping at Target, "Live at Target, Mommy. No, go home. Daddy's scary." And after she said that, I took the first step in escaping my relationship and leaving my home, the man I loved, and the life we had built with no money, with no plan, and no idea what the future would bring. On that morning of the podcast interview, it had been 2 years since I had had a boyfriend. I was still traumatized. I was actually afraid of men. But speaking with Karen, hearing her story, something inside me shifted. I heard the joy in her voice. She understood how I felt. After all, she too had pretty much given up on the idea of having a real, healthy, loving relationship, yet here she was, speaking to me as a happily married woman. My conversation with her shifted something within me. Perhaps opened me up to the possibility that I could get to a place where I wanted that too. Perhaps I could believe that I could have something unlike anything I had experienced before. About 6 weeks later, I was at the playground with my daughter. She met a girl her age there and became fast friends. Her grandma, who this girl is at the park with, and I had fun together too and ended up scheduling a play date for the following week. This grandma told me about her son, the single father to her granddaughter. She explained how he was tall and strong, kind and gentle and protective, a hard worker, and a great father. Yeah, right, I thought, still guarded and untrusting and taking her opinion of her son as biased. But then I met him, and he was just as he described. It was clear that this dreamy single dad and I shared a mutual attraction, and with each play date that we arranged for our girls, he and I became closer, more friendly, less guarded, and he courted me, opened up to me, and we fell in love. Because of Karen's honest reflection of me, I was able to look at myself and see where I was holding a block within me that was keeping me from attracting a love that was unlike what I had experienced before. I chose to clear that block and be open to what the universe had in store for me. Now I have a new and loving romance in my life. My daughter and I are both bearing witness to what a good man looks like and feels like. I feel understood, safe, embraced, and cherished by this man who I attracted simply by being open to love, even just a little bit. Karen's example of love after heartbreak showed me what is possible. I hope my story can show you what is possible for you so you can attract a love like you have never experienced before. This shit works. It worked for me. It worked for Sarah. Discovering the blocks, letting them go, transforming your beliefs to believe that it's possible to have a partner in the true sense of the word that you just haven't experienced yet. And I'm so thrilled to share this with you. I'm so thankful to God and the universe for bringing us together, and for all of you out there who are watching this. And if there's anything I can do for you, please call me, or I don't know my phone number, just email me, send me a DM. I love you. I want everybody to have an awesome husband, and it truly is the work within, because it happened for me. So if it happened for one of us, it can happen for all of us, and I truly believe that. Love you.